WWT presents Partner Spotlight.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Partner Spotlight brought to you by WWT Presents. My name is Matt Halcomb. I'm a principal architect here at Worldwide Technology, and I'm thrilled to be joined today by two incredible guests. We have today Mr. Robert Looney, a director of data center sales from Intel, and Mr. Alan Klingerman, Dell Chief Technology Strategist. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, super excited to be here.
So, guys, today I'd like to talk around the role in which technology and compute is playing in everyone's digital transformation. Customers are struggling, right, with what's going on out there. There's a struggle with macroeconomic factors out there. Everyone's worried about a recession. They're worried about having the right technology, the right people, the right resourcing. Where should I invest in it? Where should I place my technology? Should I put it in the cloud? Should I invest on-prem? What about the edge? These are all challenges all of our customers are having today. So that's kind of what I would like to talk around, get some feedback from you guys and understand what Dell and Intel are doing to help drive our customers forward, how we help enable them to be successful in their endeavors. So with that said, Robert, I got a question for you real quickly here. What are you seeing in the market today, and how is that driving enterprise leadership that you're talking to on balancing where and what they put where, right?
Sure. Hey, Matt, thanks. Hey, although there are significant headwinds at play in the markets today, globally and locally, the importance of compute-powered digital innovations and digital transformation shows no signs of waning. The near-term smart leaders that we talk to are still very heavily focused on investments in their business today and how that will power their fortunes going forward. If you look at research from Gartner, couple interesting points here. In 2021, the investment in public cloud overtook that of the investment of on-premises infrastructure. And out through the end of the decade, that shows like that's just going to continue to power forward. However, if you look at much of that came out of the pandemic issues, but it's also matched with digital innovation, digital transformation going forward. If you look at the data center on-premises infrastructure investments as well, it's going to continue to grow. In fact, grow well past and continue to grow from pre-pandemic levels. So what should we take from the two of those? It's really important to understand your investment strategies to power forward for your company, for your enterprise. Both investment strategies are necessary. And working with the right partners to understand your strategy makes just as much sense now. It's going to make more sense tomorrow.
That's awesome. Thank you, Robert. Alan, kind of the same question to you. From a Dell's perspective, the clients that you're speaking to, uncertainties everywhere, right? But one thing that we know that's for certain is a constant rate of change. And I know you and I have been around this technology world a pretty decent length of time now. And I have never seen technology move at the pace that it's moving at today. How are you helping, and the conversation you're having with those organizations, how are you helping them deal from those aspects of just constant change?
Yeah, it's definitely a real challenge, Matt. You and I have been talking about this for a while, and hopefully, as we lead into this, I think the ATC plays an important role for all of us, right, to help customers through those innovation changes and exploration. But here's what I kind of call out. I mean, certainly I loved what Robert said there, specifically around, what are customers doing from an investment perspective and cloud and multi-cloud strategies. And we're really looking at that, right, from a workload placement perspective. What is the right place, right, for different business reasons and financial considerations that a customer should think about where they place a workload? And both sides are going to grow. I mean, you and I have been talking about this for a while, right? It's not just about cloud. It is about on-prem. And a big piece of that workload placement side, in fact, these emerging categories you're talking about really are in AI and edge and explosive growth happening there where, frankly, it's just, economically not possible because it breaks the kind of tenant model of the public cloud providers and hyperscalers to provide those large, HPC environments to support those applications and workloads. So we're really focused to make it simple so that customers can hit their business objectives and to help them truly hit what I would say nobody's done today, is having a horizontal approach with things that we're be talking about, right, at Dell Technologies world, with PowerFlex being a horizontal control plane, right, and then thinking about bringing the best of the cloud platforms on-prem, right, what we call cloud to ground, and then obviously doing the same thing from ground to cloud, of being able to bring things in the marketplace to enable it to really ease that effort for customers in a single console to make workload placement decisions that are important for them. And I think that big piece that you just said, the technology innovation and really being able to help customers adopt, it's very challenging right now, right? Of really embracing that change and helping them get ahead of it. That's where we're making big investments and a lot of industry verticals to help them in those areas and prove out reference architectures, and that we can go take to market, that they can know that they have a trusted, proven, solid foundation to build from for the future. And I think it's only more important when I look at the data landscape. If you look at IDC's projecting 175 zettabytes of data by 2025, how do we create a data control plane that help customers to be able to leverage AN high performance data analytics, right, to actually get significant business value out of all that data? I mean, Dell was one of the first ones internally several years ago to be the first Fortune 500 to hit a zettabyte internally. So trust me, we're going through the same challenges, and we're able to take those learnings and bring them forward into the market with our customers.
Outstanding, Alan. I picked up on a couple of things there. So I want to dive into the next question with that. I picked up on simplicity. I picked up on enablement, right? So as we all know, workflows are not getting any lighter, right? They're requiring more and more technology, more and more capabilities. We have different form factors. Dell, you guys are a great one around understanding the different form factors coming out there. We're doing more with less. Things are getting hotter. We'll touch on sustainability a little bit here. We talked around locality, right? So, Robert, to you first. How is Intel helping with this new world of performance requirements for things like generative AI, right? It's a hot topic, and computer vision and high performance computing. Those aren't just words anymore. Those are real things that organizations have to have inside of their business units to be successful. It's no longer an opinion-driven world, and it's all around data analytics, and we got to have those components. So I'd like to hear from you and how Intel's helping customers not architect themselves into a corner. How are they helping simplify the complex? How are they building flexible and open technologies that enable efficiency in everything that these organizations do?
Yeah, and somewhat connect this to my answer to your first question. Intel focuses on engineering in for performance, for security, for total cost of ownership. But those have to be manifest in the workloads, the workflows that drive your business. So we work continuously to actually try to optimize workloads, to accelerate workloads, to make it simpler to use, let's just say, your common infrastructure platform across your on-premises and into your cloud, to be able to use the same common set of tools to address workload acceleration. That's performance. Address workload acceleration. That means potentially stopping the workload earlier because you've completed it. That lowers your bill, right? Work on workload acceleration because that would mean freeing up cores, resources, servers in your infrastructure to do other tasks in the same footprint. So we're constantly working on workload acceleration, workload optimization. Now, we don't do it by ourselves. We have to do it with our ecosystem, and it's a big ecosystem. Specifically, together with Dell and Worldwide Technology, we're constantly working on what are the right workloads that the customers need that they run simply, consistently, reliably, securely, with the performance and TCO that they need. Simple things like infrastructure optimizations, VMware, Microsoft, real cool, needed modern workloads like data analysis, artificial intelligence, right? With consistency, with performance, security in mind, right? But really implementable. So we work a lot of things like that. Think like genomics, et cetera. Those are high performance workloads that you want a consistent total cost of ownership performance story for. The other thing that we work on together is what are the tools that can allow us to deploy a workload, analyze a workload, see its bottlenecks, performance, cost, etc., make the good decisions on how to deploy a workload. Importantly, and I would want to tease this back to, those are the types of things today that Worldwide Technology can engage you with today with the tooling that they have in market to help you look at your workloads.
Awesome. Alan, can you follow up from what Robert said? The great part around what I get to do is I get to deal with Intel, but then I get to deal with the part of that really enables Intel, and that's Dell Technologies, because inside of that Dell sheet metal is all that wonderful Intel goodness. So how are you adding to that story? How are you helping simplify the complex? How are you creating flexibility and a more effective and efficient way for organizations to be successful?
No, it's a great question, Matt. And yes, we have to take all of the incredible ingredients, right, that Intel and others give us and actually put it into something that we can take to market and that customers ultimately successfully deploy in their data centers, right? And you and I have a very common vision here of like what's happening in the marketplace of building a composable, automated, what I'm calling accelerated private cloud infrastructure environment, right, that can move, again, easily adapt to workloads on and off prem. And we think about, I love one of the things that Robert called out there, and he's probably being a little humble of all the innovation that Intel's brought to market. So I'll brag a little bit about it. I think about the group of compute elements that are, coming into this modern infrastructure. Everybody thinks about it in the context of CPUs, but it is around very specialized workload accelerators. And Intel's done a lot of innovation here over the years, but certainly with Sapphire Rapids, right, the 4th generation Intel Xeon Scalable processor has integrated workload accelerators for things like AI to help us there. Continuing on the things they did in prior gen with DL Boost, moving all the way to AMX, but then we start to look beyond that of where things are heading and the investment Intel has made over the years of FPGAs and certainly coming into the market with GPUs, and we look at it in specialized ASICs. We think about it as almost I'm looking at it as the new central nervous system of IT within a customer's data center. Because it's going to be, how do I orchestrate the workloads across all of these different components successfully, and do it based on whatever the customer is trying to accomplish, whether it's traditional workload environments, databases, business applications, big data, virtual, standard mainstream virtual machines, and then we think about those emerging areas, right, of AI, edge, composability, and using industry standards. Like, super excited to see that we're finally here with Compute Express Link starting to come out, right? We've been embracing this kind of composability idea over the last few years with a great partner with Liquid. But hey, look, now we're going to have an industry standard moving forward for that kind of topology, right, to build upon. So super excited to see how we're going to be able to take advantage of this in a horizontal manner, right, to support all these new modern applications and architectures to support IT.
All this cool technology that we're talking about here today around the 4th generation Xeon Scalable processor and the brand new graphical processing units, and hopefully the new infrastructure processing units that we'll be testing here very, very soon, and 16G technology hitting the door from Dell. It's great to talk about it, but what about doing technology, right? Our customers want to test technology. They want to try out technology. So behind me, right, I got this wonderful thing called the Advanced Technology Center. Can each of you just kind of share with me the experience you guys have had over the years around how the collaboration has been able to happen, how we bring vision to reality, right? How do we take a look and put on a whiteboard an idea and then bring that idea to life to enable a customer to see the art of the possible? Robert, I'll throw it over to you first. Any personal experience, any takeaways that you like or don't like around what we've been able to do inside the ATC?
Yeah, and I really appreciate what Alan said about us being humble about our portfolio of compute, storage, network, even memory technologies and innovations that are beyond CPU to GPU to FPGAs and ASICs. We continue to be amazed at what Worldwide Technology is able to offer the world through its Advanced Technology Center. What that makes possible in terms of their very early and meaningful in their business evaluation of technical innovations, as they could apply it to their business. The sheer volume and important quality of the solutions that you're able to show through the ATC, I mean, I've not seen that anywhere else, and really am impressed by it. And we continue to be impressed and want to make sure we're partnering with you and with our partners like Dell to make sure we can showcase our innovation so you can put it to use. The sheer numbers of and types of organizations that actually work with WWT in the ATC to evaluate innovations and how they would onboard that into their businesses is just amazing. So if you haven't, I urge you to engage WWT, engage them at the Advanced Technology Center, and evaluate what they've got today, what we've been able to offer you. Give us good constructive feedback on the next things that you're interested in. You want to explore, whether it's a CPU, it's an FPGA, it's a GPU, it's another accelerator, it's a memory technology, it's a network topology, network technology, security, just amazing resources that you have. Sorry if I'm overselling the ATC, but it's a pretty amazing experience.
Definitely no apology needed there, Robert. I'm sure our CEO will be happy to hear that we're making such the positive impact that we are. Mr. Klingerman, you guys do a really good job of shipping gear to customer site, but can you talk around how leveraging the worldwide technology data center that we have here, where we kind of just ship it once and then execute and quickly have the ability to bring technology to life, whether the customer, they have day jobs, right? And they have to keep the lights on. They don't always have the time to go get the technology from the warehouse, get it in a rack, get it configured. Talk around how Dell leverages the ATC to basically ship once and use many, if you could.
Yeah, I think you guys are being very humble about your, statements around the ATC too, Matt. Yeah, I love the ATC, and with Dell Technologies, and I'm going to call it out too, of Intel together with us makes a lot of investment in the ATC every year. We see significant value, and I think Robert hit on a few points, and you did too as you're kind of leading in. I think here's the big thing that I've seen over the years, and you and I have been doing IT for, I'd say, well over 25 years. I'm not going to date myself, but yeah, I used to do punch cards on mainframe, so kind of seen it all. And I'd say customers just don't have the time anymore for QA and software benchmark and testing. So to have a place where you can curate and actually bring it together of the software and hardware together to what I kind of call moving from marketecture to architecture, right? Actually seeing it in real world practical use cases and then receiving empirical data back. That's what customers used to do in-house if I look back 30 years ago. They don't have the manpower anymore to do it, nor should they, right? They really should be thinking about how do they innovate using technology rather than just doing things like this, right? They can offload that to the ATC and get a much faster time to value and a quicker ROI. I'd also say back to this side of like some of the innovation of composability and the things we were talking about last. Also, customers used to have big R&D teams, right? That's all they did was IT research and development. Frankly, most of the time they've either been shrunk or they're gone. So they don't have time to look at, back to your point of all these new technologies coming to market so quickly. Customers don't know how to bring them into practical use or consume them. Guess what? We can do that in the ATC and show them exactly what it is. I mean, you and I have been building out different learning labs, right, for our customers for some of these use cases that we're seeing come out where we're getting customer requests. It'd be great, right, to continue down that path, exactly what Robert said of let's get some more feedback of what else should we be doing? What else do customers want to see? And we're going to continue to make these large investments to make it real. And I'd say the last two things that I think are really cool. Number one, you get to do it in a brownfield environment, right? Back to the piece of not everybody's Dell Technologies. Hey, they might have Cisco top of rack and somebody else's, competitive storage. Hey, they want to see it in a multi-vendor environment like it would be actually in production on site. You guys have that capability that we can't do. And then finally, I'd just say like the thing that's really valuable to Dell Technologies is we use your processes and teamwork together, right, in these efforts to improve our own products. right, to help us actually vet it out. And hey, how many times have you even found issues or bugs in documentation or firmware that, we could catch before it ever goes and rolls out to our customers live?
That's outstanding. Thank you, Alan. And I do want to hit on that. I want to touch on something you spoke about. A lot of times there's a misnomer here that all we're doing is pre-sales and all we're doing is validating or evaluating new technology. I'm glad you brought that brownfield. Again, there's a number of success stories that we can come back and speak to where customers purchase newer technology, but they've have older software or they're trying to integrate it into older technology. And it gets into kind of a finger pointing episode that goes on, and the customers end up getting frustrated with great partners like Intel, like Dell, like Cisco, like VMware. I'm pulling those up on purpose because I'm reminded of a couple different proof of concepts that we've kind of done over the last couple of months here that really wasn't about a sales outcome, but more about customer satisfaction, where we brought in smaller components, talked with the Intel people, talked with the Cisco people, talked with the Dell people, brought everyone together in a calm manner, explained what we were seeing, and we're able to get from, I don't like the word problem, opportunity to succeed we'll use here, from a challenge to an outcome that made everyone happy, in which a customer was struggling, spinning wheels for months, trying to figure out what was going on in their environment. And we had to explain to them that you just can't, it's not a push button magic configuration and it all works world. And as you're mixing and matching technology as it's advancing forward, there's configurations that have to happen. And there's no better place than to come in here. And I think the line that I love to use here is innovation is cool, but innovation can lead to something called a resume generating event. And what we can do here at Worldwide is we can innovate inside of our Advanced Technology Center and allow you to execute inside your own data center. So when our customers are having challenges, it's awesome to have individuals like you and partners like you that are willing to come together to solve the problem for the customer without any sort of bad feelings around one another. It's all about getting that customer to the end result where they need to be. And that's a great place to do what we do inside the Advanced Technologies. And I appreciate everything you guys do around that. So again, it is the show me state, right? That's where the Advanced Technology Center is. Showing us on PowerPoint's one thing we know, but showing us in real life is a whole nother thing. And one, I want to give you guys both, your organizations, a giant thank you for the collaboration you guys bring to it and helping our customers be successful. So next topic, you guys ready for this one? Here's a good one, hot one. Let's talk sustainability. I know it's not a topic that everyone's at the top of their mind, but I really do think it should be at the top of mind. Conversations that I have with our customers are you may have not been given a direction or directive specifically around sustainability, but eventually it's going to happen, man. So let's help you stop digging the hole deeper that you're going to eventually have to crawl out of. Can you guys bring to our viewers here what both Intel and Dell are doing around sustainability?
Sure. I'd be happy to give you a few things. There's basically the two elements: what's in your control as a consumer of technology and what's in the control of your suppliers in regards to sustainability. As a supplier, we are a designer and a manufacturer of computing. So at Intel, we pride ourselves on being able to very much attest to how we embody carbon into what we make and design for you, in the sense that the vast majority of all of our power is coming from green and renewable sources to design our products and also to power the manufacturing facilities that we have throughout the world to actually produce those products. So that's in our control. What's in the control of you as an actual potential customer of Intel through Dell, through WWT, is to understand when we build in acceleration into anything we're making, whether that's something you use in your hand at your desk, or whether it's something that you're going to use in your data center or in your cloud services. We're working on acceleration because acceleration, again, hurry up and get done, use less to actually perform the workloads that drive your businesses. That's the best way that we can approach sustainability. And by the way, it pays to the bottom line too in the same process. If you can use less infrastructure to get something done, you spend less for it. If you use less infrastructure, you spend less on power, you spend less on greenhouse gases, etc. Those are the types of things we work on, and we want to demonstrate those, show those through the actual solutions you procure and deploy.
Awesome. Alan, anything you'd like to add there?
Yeah, no, I'm also going to kind of call this out back to pull on a thread that we talked about earlier about composability, right? We talked about two different architectures emerging of traditional on-premise and certainly HPC environments for traditional HPC analytics and AI. You can't design infrastructure for a single purpose anymore. You kind of alluded to that earlier. So if I have a flexible, dynamic, orchestrated, automated process, I can easily do that to support forthcoming and new workloads as they enter it, right? Using, the capacity that may have been unused in the past. I would also call out, I love what Robert just said there of the workload accelerators. Like really, we have to think differently. Customers still think very much of just the CPU, not even about the workload accelerators that are integrated into the CPU now, and external ones of how do they offload things, right? To be able to think about how do they optimize the usage and energy efficiency to pick the right CPU, right, for their applications and workloads going forward. And I'll also say, all the incredible technology and the fourth generation Xeon scalable processors, we've seen up to a 5-to-1 consolidation. So it's exactly what Robert just said there. And I'm going to give you some actual data there, right? It's up to a 5-to-1 consolidation over prior gen. So how do you shrink it? Automate the process, put it in a dense, virtualized or containerized private cloud environment using these latest technologies. And I'll say, one thing that I think is interesting, really hit global customers already because the regulatory requirements are changing worldwide. We had to do a number of shifts in this generation to support Energy Star and EPEAT standards like titanium, right, for those other regions and countries. A lot of people didn't even realize that happened if they're just living in the United States, right? Hey, but we know the regulatory climate is changing worldwide. It's only a matter of time before this hits everybody. People should start planning and thinking about it today. And combined with our Dell Power Manager, right, to be able to allow customers to cap and plan and get carbon emission reporting out of their data centers, super powerful, right? Built in and integrated with iDRAC and Open Managed Enterprise. So a lot of things we're doing in addition to the cool work we're doing in our Moonshot 2030 goals, just what kind of Robert alluded to. And we're doing it in things like improving materials like ocean plastics, which we started a long time ago on the client side. We brought that over. The use of non-lead based paint. So we're painting less material in PowerEdge and eliminating packaging. So we have multi-pack in PowerEdge now too. So it's not just one box holding one server and rails. I can do a multi-pack, right, of multi ones in a big palletized box.
That's awesome. I love hearing that from you too. And I'm reminded of a statement that I like to start with our customers off is don't do tomorrow what you did today just because you did it yesterday. I love how both the organizations here are thinking about things differently. They're not doing what they did yesterday just because, right? They're doing things for tomorrow with a purpose. So that's outstanding to hear. Let's move away a little bit from the technologists. Let's move more to the trusted advisor. So what are some actionable items that we can give our listeners and our viewers today that they can take with them after they watch this video? So Robert, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I would just emphasize three basic things. Really look at examine the key drivers for your business and how workload acceleration paired with an optimized infrastructure for those workloads is going to be linked to your future. I really offer or challenge you to explore or test Intel's executing roadmap of technologies. You could start today with, as Alan said, the fourth generation Xeon scalable processor Sapphire, but also our GPUs, our ASICs, etc. Look at us, test them. Test our ability to execute and deliver on your key business drivers. The best place to look at them that I can recommend you do is engage WWT in their Advanced Technology Center. Tap in to how they can make that innovation possible in solutions you can deploy with trust.
Alan, what four things would you like to our viewers to walk away with?
Yeah, I think there's three primary things, and we hit upon the highlights, but hopefully this will bring everybody top of mind as we kind of close out. First off, I just want to think of like this generation technology, all the things we just talked about, like the performance per watt and software automation that we continue to bring into our platforms, really more and more so with, adding AI operations technology, right, to self-guide and allow customers to think about, actually running the innovation within their company rather than driving infrastructure, and thinking about doing more with less, right? That's a simple way to start right now. Leverage new technologies, get the 5-to-1 consolidation, and do more with less. The other thing is, as part of that, the need for an automated, dense private cloud environment. People still haven't really fully embraced this operating model, and it's becoming easier and easier to get accomplished. Certainly, if you don't know this or you haven't approached this yet, this is a great thing to start your exploration on right now. And then finally, I'd say plan for your composability of the future today. You can get started right now, and there's no better time with all this innovation around artificial intelligence. It's a great place to start because you probably have a number of data scientists and business units that are looking to leverage AI to solve different problems. Wouldn't it be great to leverage the most expensive asset that's in many servers at this point of CPUs or GPUs in different ways, right? So planning for composability. And by the way, all of these we can prove out on our platforms, right? Using Intel technology in the WWT ATC right now. Get started, take advantage.
Outstanding. My friends, the clock on the wall saying that our time is about done here. What a great conversation. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day. These are all topics that I know that we all know that are top of mind of all of our customers. And I hope they can take away from this a beginning and an understanding that we're here to help in their journey and enabling them to be successful on a number of different avenues. I just want to say thank you to our viewers as well. Thank you for tuning in, watching this video. I invite each and every one of you to take a look at the different technologies. Go to the partner pages on WWT.com. Take a look at what we have available from a video, from a lab, from an article standpoint for both Dell Technologies and Intel. Reach out if you have questions. We love to talk, trust me. With that being said, I thank you all for joining us today, and until next time, see ya.